Hello, everyone. Can you please confirm that you can hear me by reacting? Okay, great. So far right now, we have about 128 of us joining. All right, so not to take a lot of our time, we'll try to keep it as brief as possible and also leave room for you guys to ask questions about the assignment. So thank you once again for volunteering to support UNICEF Malawi and the Africa Foundation Learning Exchange Flex 2026. This webinar has been designed to provide you with an overview of your roles, the expectations, timelines, and reporting lines as you contribute to advancing awareness and knowledge sharing around foundational learning in Africa. So Flex 2026 this year is taking place in Lilongwe, Malawi. I know there's a range of us. Some of us are joining from Asia, from Africa, maybe the Americas. So welcome. And this event is supposedly supposed to be from the dates of the 14th to the 17th, but the main dates are the 15th to the 17th of July 2026. And this event brings together different education policy makers, practitioners, development partners, and leaders from across the African continent to accelerate progress on learning, on ending learning poverty. So, like I said, the objectives mostly of this webinar are just to understand the purpose and the significance of Flex, to also get to know the team that you'll be working with, and then we'll provide you with some guidelines about the assignment. And we have some differing tasks. Some of us are note takers, but a majority of us are supporting us with the digital awareness and advocacy. Yeah, so I think if all's good, I'll just share my screen for the presentation, but I'll hand over to my colleagues to also introduce themselves. So I'll start with Juliana and then we can move on to the UNICEF team. Over to you, Juliana.
Thank you, Maya. Hello, everyone. My name is Juliana, and I work with Maya, but I'm based in the regional office that's in Nairobi. And my work basically is online volunteering. So I'm the one who coordinates the online volunteering service in the region. So thank you so much, and I wish you all the best.
Over to you, Maziko and Yulet.
Okay. I am Maziko Matembu. I work as a communications officer with UNICEF. It's good to see everyone here. Thank you. Over to you, Yulet.
Thanks so much, Maziko. Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you all so much for joining and attending this this webinar. We really appreciate it, and we really appreciate your support as well. My name is Yulet Ewart. I am Chief of Communication, Advocacy and Partnerships for UNICEF in Malawi. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. Thank you.
All right, so let me just quickly share my screen. Please confirm that you can share my screen by sending your reaction.
Can't see it yet.
Great. All right, so Maziko, over to you. I'll be moving the slides as we go.
Can't. Maz, you're on mute, but Mayimika, we can't see your screen. You haven't shared yet.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Oh, you can't see it right now?
Zigzaggy things.
It's all green and Pink.
Oh, wow.
Some people say.
Let me try again. Maz, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see
Okay.
your screen. Over to you, Yulette.
Okay, thank you so much. You can see the screen. Sounds great. So thank you so much, Maya Miko, for sharing a bit of a summary in respect of what Flex is about. And thank you so much for displaying. I know some of you can see it, some of you can't see the screen, but I'll just speak to you about what it is and what it's about. So it's a really exciting opportunity for the continent of Africa to bring together ministers and practitioners and specialists from those who are interested, just those who are interested from across the continent and even beyond. The official Flex, as it's described, that's the shorthand. The longer term is Foundational Learning Exchange Conference, runs from Wednesday through to Friday of next week. That's Wednesday the 15th and through to Friday the 17th of July. We are expecting, I think, approximately representation from about 34 countries across the continent of Africa, and that, as mentioned, includes ministers of education. It can include principal secretaries, directors of education, and then at least 11 UNICEF offices coming into Malawi to talk about to showcase some of the practices and successes that they've had in respect of enabling and supporting governments to increase and enhance foundational learning across the continent. This speaks also to the Africa Union's declaration in 2024, marking 2024 as a year of education. Just really, there's a clear focus that the importance of foundational learning, education, and basic education is one of the bedrocks in terms of ensuring a stronger, more secure, and more sustainable country in years to come. And one of the challenges that the continent has is that many children across the continent up to the age of 10 are not able to write or read a simple sentence, and their levels of being able to of arithmetic, of mathematics is also very limited, so that does not give many children an opportunity to be able to thrive. And as they get older, when they get into their careers, they're not able to be entering into the careers on a competitive foot. This has been noted not just in the continent, but beyond the continent of Africa as well. There's been real eyes on the need to seek to work to find ways to improve and accelerate learning for children on the continent. As many of you know, Africa has one of the largest populations when it comes, one of the fastest growing populations. It's a very youthful continent. Here in Malawi, we have approximately 50% of the population being children, being under the age of 18. So it's extremely important. In fact, it's critical that these children are given an opportunity to really have the best start in life. And one of the best ways to do that is through education. So we have ministers coming from, as mentioned, across the continent. Of course, we'll have the Minister of Education from Malawi. We're expecting Tanzania. We're expecting Sierra Leone. I think a minister from Ghana as well. A few others to name, but a few who will be coming in, who will be delivering some remarks. Although the main Flex event starts from the 15th, we would require and be really keen to have your support from the 14th. This is because on the 14th, UNICEF is supporting the government of Malawi and the government of India to come together to have a South-to-South learning exchange. So this is where the government of India is sending a delegation in to be able to speak about some of the successes that they have had over the past few years to improve upon foundational learning. They've applied a different approach, an approach known as Nippon Bharat. And for those who will be note taking or those who will be supporting that area of the work, you'll find out a bit more about that on the day, but we can also provide you a bit of a briefing on that too, if required. So they're going to present why things have been successful in India, why they've been able to turn around their statistics in India and ensure and improve foundational learning. And the learnings will not be just for Malawi, but for many countries across the continent. We will have ministers from across about 5, let's say, ministers from across the continent who will be participating in a fireside chat with the former Secretary of Education for India, who will be sharing some experiences, and there'll be a bit of a discussion there. So that's also going to be quite an interesting start to the conference, a bit more of an intimate moment. And that's going to be a whole day where we'll be focused on that particular area. The next days, 15th through to the 17th, there will be sessions, and there'll be parallel sessions, different across every block. There will be different countries, different subject matters, having an opportunity to discuss and to showcase. And this is where we will need the guidance of Mayimiko and Maziko and team to be able to advise you onto which one we would like to profile and to promote. In addition to governments coming, should also mention that we should have some philanthropy foundations also coming in as well. So we do expect to have foundations including the Gates Foundation, Hempel Foundation, and some others coming in as well to discuss and to help to provide and contribute to some solutions and how to improve this area. This is the third flex. The first flex took place in Sierra Leone in 2023. The second one took place in Rwanda, Kigali, Rwanda in 2024. And this is the third one in 2026. It was supposed to be in 2025, but due to various logistic reasons, it didn't happen. So we are not sure what happens after this one. We'll see. No other country as yet has put up their hand to take it on. So we'll see. Nice picture there, Mayimiko. So I thought I'd draw to that. No other countries yet. So we'll see what happens. But we hope that this is a conversation and exchange that can continue across the continent. But what is also really exciting is that it is, as well as I've mentioned, the India to Malawi, south to south exchange. This is really exciting when we have south to south exchange happening on the continent as well. Different African countries, different African leaders are coming and sharing their thoughts on what's worked for that country and how those models can be applied in other countries as well. I absolutely haven't spoken to the slide. So Mayimiko, I don't know what's next on your slide. Maybe if you take the next
social media
slide.
advocacy.
Social,
Which
does it social? Oh, good. That's fine.
It's social
Great.
media advocacy, and
thank you.
Yeah,
So thank you. So do we take questions now? I see there's a question from Pfizer. Mayimiko, over to you.
I was thinking we should take the questions towards the end.
Okay,
it might
that's
be
fine.
Yeah,
that's
seamless.
Fine. Okay. So please hold on to your questions, and then I'll pass over to you both. Thank you. Over.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, Yulette, for that brilliant overview and really giving us just an in-depth reality of how Flex is going to roll out. Like you mentioned, we are really excited to have everyone here on board. Super grateful to have everyone here. So, as you know, one of the main things that you will be doing is social media advocacy. And why are we using social media advocacy? Next slide, please. So as you know, that social media is a very, very powerful tool, and advocacy takes different forms and shapes and mediums, one of them really being social media. So advocacy through social media can help raise awareness about foundational learning, reaching new audiences beyond the conference, and really inspiring conversations and action for children. And what we essentially want at the end of the day is to really help people understand the realities of
Not sure if everyone can hear Maziko. I can't hear you right now.
Yeah, looks like we lost her.
Okay. Maybe let's just type on the chat. So let's just give it a moment. I think Mazuko is having trouble with her internet connection, so she seemed to have dropped, but she's trying to join back in. Okay, while we wait, it's very interesting to see how some of you are really excited to be taking on this assignment.
I like the diversity, Maya. I can see people from Cameroon, someone from the UK. I see someone from Nigeria, from Malawi, from
Yes.
DRC, Afghanistan, Canada. It's amazing. Thank you guys for joining.
Right, very nice to see.
Oh, there's
From
someone from Brazil.
NYC,
Yeah.
Germany, Libya, Pakistan, Syria, India, Chad, Azerbaijan, Egypt, Senegal, Tunisia,
From Chile, from Egypt, from Kenya. This is
Hong
lovely.
Kong.
Zimbabwe. This is amazing. Thank you, guys.
Okay, so I'll just take on one of the basic questions I have here. I have a question since we were all shortlisted after completing this webinar. Does that mean we're selected for the assignment? Yes. So I'll take note of everybody who has joined right now, and you'll soon be showing that you're taking on this assignment in the portal. Okay, for the 3 weeks, just to respond. So because we're a bit late, this is sort of like the first week. Next week is the main events, and then the other week we'll be wrapping up and making sure that we update our trackers and send in our trackers. So that will be like the concluding week, and then from there on, we will be confirming that you've completed the assignment in the system. We'll also have a WhatsApp channel or WhatsApp chat for all those who've joined right now, so that if you have any quick questions or clarifications, you can use that channel as well as emails. But I will send that a bit later. Yes, Juliet, can you hear us and can you speak
Yes, I
now?
can. I'm back on. Maziko is still struggling. Sorry, we're in the same office and we're having some Wi-Fi challenges here, but I'm back on. Not for. I don't know how long I'll be on for. But Mika, are you able to take us through these slides, or shall I try to do so? I've not seen these ones, but I can try to do so,
I
or
think
I
you
can
should
take some
try.
of the questions.
You should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I think Maz went through this one where, as she mentioned, we're aiming to have at least one post a day, which we'll be sharing with you. Please go to the next slide if you can. Okay, so I see where she's going here. So yeah, so first of all, we will have our own content, which we'll be posting out. We'll be working also with the Flex Malawi. Just 1 second. Maziko's still trying to get online. Sorry for that. So yes, so we will be posting every day. We'll be posting from the conference. We'll be posting some of the key moments that have occurred, some of the strongest quotes, hopefully from some of the ministers that we've mentioned, our UNICEF colleagues as well, who will have spoken from across the continent. And so there's an opportunity for you to repost our posts very clearly, just as the quick repost. The second option would be to do a quote repost, which I know many of you can do. In terms of some of the messages that to help you, to support you with the repost, the quote repost, we can provide that for you. It's my understanding that Maziko will develop some of those messages or share them with you. So just to help you to write in your own voice, your own quotes, repost, your own quote before you repost. And then we will also be sharing with you some graphics, some posts already that are already pre-prepared for you to post originally as well. We have some tags. We've got the UNICEF Malawi, we have UNICEF Africa. We should have some Flex specific tags as well, which we can share with you. I'll just make note to share those with Maziko, who can then share them. I think Mayamiko with you as well. So we'll need to have that. Okay, into the next slide, please. I think Maz is online now. Maziko, are you back online?
Yes.
Great.
Can you hear me?
Yes, clearly. Back to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Apologies, everyone. But picking this right up. So what is your role? Am I on the right slide? Your role as a social media advocate?
Yes,
Different.
you're on the
Okay,
right slide.
perfect. So what is your role as a social media advocate, and which channels will you use? So we recommend obviously that you use your own channels, and we know that you know your audience best. And there are obviously different platforms. We've got LinkedIn, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And yeah, so there's so many platforms, and depending on who your target audience is and how you want to engage your target audience, you have to use specific platforms. So for example, for your high level audience, you would want to use LinkedIn and X. And usually the type of content that works for that audience is more static, photo-led with not very long captions, but with long captions or long text really explaining specific issues or specific areas that you're passionate about. We also have Facebook and Instagram, which is also great for reaching the broader community. You still have your high-level audience that is on those platforms, but the engagement tends to vary. And also for Instagram, we've noted, especially for Instagram, video-led content performs better than static posts. So obviously, because when Instagram, as you know, was being generated, it was more like to inform people what you're doing. If you're out with your friends, you're having some coffee, you're having lunch, brunch, whatever it is. So Instagram really does better with Reels. So video content, same thing with Facebook, but it also depends. So both static posts and video content tends to perform better on both Facebook and Instagram. So that's essentially what you need to know about using the recommended platforms. But what's important is that you remain true to yourself. And like I mentioned at the beginning, you know your audience better. You know how to engage them better. We will provide you with key messages, with some graphics, but it's important that you add your own flair, your own voice, so that it remains authentic and goes back to what we said earlier, that we want to really inspire people to take action for children and to also have conversations around that. Next slide, please. Maya? Yulette, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, we can
Okay.
hear you.
Okay, good.
Is the slide loaded? I think it's taking a bit of time.
Okay, no
Maz,
worries.
oh, it's okay. I just saw the question, but perhaps we'll take all the questions afterwards. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Can you
Okay.
see the key reminder slide?
Yes, we can see
Okay.
the key reminder slides. So, like I mentioned, add your own reflections and experiences to make the posts authentic. So, what you could do with the key messages, right? When you get the key messages and when you see the key messages, Yulet has already shared an overview on why the foundational learning is important for development for children across not only Africa, but the world in general. So when you look at that post, there are different ways that you could tweak it. You could really make the post a bit more relatable. So do you have personal experiences when it comes to learning? Why do you think teachers are important? Why do you think learning is important? How do you make that a bit more relatable so that it doesn't sound like a UNICEF post, if you know what I mean, or a UNV post. So you really want to ensure that the post is relatable. So just add your own story, add your own reflections. If you don't have a personal story, that's fine. But then you could also add your reflections, and that's really what being an advocate is about, right? And also, you will have to tag us. Sorry, uh, Maya, I just put UNICEF, but then also not only UNICEF Malawi, UNICEF Africa, but then also UNV. Maya, you could add the social media channels in the chat for people to be aware on that. And would also encourage you to engage with UNICEF Malawi's original posts by liking, commenting, and reposting. So whilst Yulet did share those three ways that you could engage with the content, right? Whether it's just reposting, whether it's reposting with your thoughts, or you're just going to take the graphics and share using the key messages we've shared to make an original post, that's fine. But whatever it is that you do, please kindly requesting that you still engage with the original posts, commenting, and yeah, that would be great. But then also encouraging your networks to join the conversation. Another thing, next slide, please. Sure if it's on this slide. Another thing that you will have to take into consideration. Okay, this is for the note takers. But another thing that you have to take into consideration is we are going to share with you the schedule. I know Yulette has already mentioned this, and then we will have key messages for particular days. So we're kindly requesting that you don't post content for, let's say, the 16th of July on the 12th of July. So it has to really go in that order because we also don't want content that we're planning to post to be pre-posted. So it has to be embargoed for the specific days that we've laid out in the schedule. But if you, let's say, for example, miss out on the 12th and the 13th and you want to post on the 14th, you could collate the post from the 13th and the 14th, but then not posting in advance of the content schedule that is going to be shared with you. But I think the most important thing is what we're sharing are really guides, and the authenticity of your voice is going to make it really inspire people to take action. And so we've got this slide deck for the note takers. We're just going to quickly go through it. Maya, I think my screen is blank. Yulet, could you kindly confirm if that's what you're seeing
it
as well?
is.
Okay.
It's blank. Yeah.
It's blank.
Okay, give me a moment. Let me try resharing.
I see some hands are up, and I know there have been some questions. I think, Maz, once you come to the end of your presentation, perhaps we just ask for hands up, and then we'll just take them in the order that they're up, please. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is it visible now? For
Yeah,
the note
yeah, but
takers?
It's not quite in the right presentation mode.
Okay.
So yeah, as we're waiting for that, please keep the questions coming in the chat as well. We may not be able to take everyone's hands depending on the time, but please do type out those questions as well. And right after this, we will have a short plenary. So the expectation for the note takers, you will have to join online 15 minutes before each session. Meeting links will be shared in advance. And also, you will have a structure to how you will take notes. There's going to be a template that will be shared with you. It's very simple, but you're essentially capturing key discussion points, you're capturing key asks, key takeaways, and quotes, especially from the sessions that we assign you to. And then what we're going to do is we're going to group everyone in groups of 3, and we'll also have a WhatsApp group for coordination. And the expectations are that you will share draft notes at the end of each day, but then we'll also have a report, a final report that will be submitted on the 21st, 21st of July on Tuesday. So that's essentially that. And I think we could start to take the questions.
Yes, please. And Maya, Miko, please take down your screen because it's really not good. It's very glitchy. Yeah, that's better. Thank you very much. Thanks. Okay, yeah, let's start to take the questions. So we had some hands if they want to come up first, and then we can just take the ones which are written in the chat, please.
Okay, I see a hand from Tarek.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead, Tarek.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, we can hear you.
Thank you. My question is, there is a specific schedule we need to post on our social media. In general, some of our social media, I think not everyone is influencers. So I am a regular person, I would say. So I think I will not have too much people to comments and likes, something like that. That's okay. Maybe like it's not gonna be too much in our social media. That's what I'm thinking about. Thank you.
Sorry, Tarek, I didn't fully understand the question. Could you ask it again, please?
Yes, sorry about that. I'm talking about the main need to what did we do here to post in our social media, right? In our social media.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, I'm talking about in my social media. It's like I am a person. I don't have like too much followers. I'm not an influencer, for example. So what I'm trying to say, I will post in our social media, but still, it's not too much people who will like communicate or comments, likes. I will not have too much people to see. That's okay. I don't know if I explained correctly.
You explained correctly, and I think that's fine. But Maz, do you want to take that?
Yeah, I do. Thank you so much. I think that's absolutely fine because you have to start somewhere, right? Especially if advocacy is the route that you're passionate about. You start from somewhere. And what's important is how you share that story. And I've also spoken about the tags, for example. So if you tag, let's say UNICEF Africa, UNICEF Malawi, UNV, already you have 3 likes. And then also in the WhatsApp group as well. I mean, feel free to share links to the post that you've made so that we can all, everyone in the group can also engage with those posts. So I think whilst you think you don't have numbers, but currently in this chat, we're about 200 people. So you have 200 potential people that could engage with you. But then also these 200 people have their communities. And once they engage with that post, it's going to broaden the reach. So you don't know who's going to see your story. So what I would encourage you is to be confident. And as an advocate, you play such a critical role to inspire people to take action. And you have to start somewhere.
Thank you so much.
Anyone wants to come in to add on that?
No, that's great. Can I,
Okay.
Maya Miko, sorry, there are 2 things going on. There's the chat, and then there's the hands up. So maybe if while I look at the chat, you can look at the hands up, please.
Okay.
Maybe we take it
that's
like
fine.
that. Thank you.
So next we have Ian. So I'm about to allow you to speak. Yes, Ian, you should be able to unmute.
Hola, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, sort of. If you can be a bit louder, but we can hear you.
All right, thank you. So, yeah, my name is Ian Ntomodzi from Malawi, Blantyre. So, thank you for your wonderful presentation. So, mine is just a question. I just want to know, since social media campaign often generate high engagement, but not always real world action. So, how does UNICEF measure whether the digital advocacy campaign has actually influenced the policy funding or improvements in child learning? Thank you.
Thank you for your question, Yulet.
Thanks. Sorry, I didn't fully hear the question. Maimika, could you summarize it, please?
All right, so he was asking that beyond digital advocacy and social media advocacy, how does UNICEF ensure that all the efforts we're having online and the discussions we're having online are translating into actual action and changes in policy?
Okay, thank you. That's a really good question. Yes, you're right. We do a lot more than digital, and it is an extremely important component. The other component is building the relationships with those who can make the change as well, and then providing the evidence before them to help them to see the change that can be made and the solution that we try to offer. So that UNICEF and other agencies, I'm sure, provide and develop evidence-based documents, briefs. We have meetings. We gather data. We share. These are some of the challenges. These are where the challenges are in country. These are part of the reasons as to why we have these challenges, and this is what you can do in order to make the change. So we do this by having our meetings with government ministers. We do that by having meetings with other international partners who may be interested in that particular country or region, and they have ideas as well as how they want to make the change. I've already mentioned some philanthropic foundations. There are also other countries, perhaps not in Africa, who are interested. Germany, for example, Canada, for example, UK, for example, and they say, okay, we want to partner with you, UNICEF, or other UN agencies in order to help to make that change. So we do it through a variety of means. Digital and social is just one of the ways, but it's an important way because it's also showing others who may not be interested but who are just on social that this is a challenge. So it's helping to foster the interest of others. I hope that helps to answer the question. If it does, please give a thumbs up. If it doesn't, please put your hand up and let's go to the next question. Thank you. Mayamiko, over to you, please.
Yes, next is Kingsley. So you should be able to unmute yourself, Kingsley.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm speaking from Japan. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, please, is it possible to, for instance, someone that is a graphic designer, can he make a personalized graphic design that is not deviating from the concept of this campaign so as to also gather much attention and traffic to the campaign? Is it possible?
Over to you, Maz.
I didn't.
Okay. So he's asking that if someone is a graphic designer, would they be able to create their own graphics to spread the same information or message? Or would they be allowed to?
Okay, I think just for the sake of uniformity, I would just encourage us to use the graphics that we provide because we go through a lengthy process to clear specific text, to clear the visuals. So there's a lot that goes into the graphic designing of things. So for the sake of this campaign or this conference, rather, I think if we could just stick to the text that we'll provide. But then if you want to be creative with I don't know, with just the text and nothing that's really attached to UNICEF or UNV, and you want to make it, what was the name again? Was it Ian?
Kingsley.
Okay, yeah. So if you want to create like your own code and graphics to do with you as a person, I mean, go ahead to do that. But then once you start to make it like a UNICEF post or a UNV post, that's where it becomes a bit difficult. But yeah, that's my take on that. Thanks.
All right. So I think we can also take some from the chat just to make sure we're balancing.
Mika,
Yes.
I'm responding to those ones. I think we should focus on the hands.
Okay. Okay.
But that said, sorry, there's one which I do want to just flag. It's from Chen Azendra in reference to just to confirm the engagement guidance. If our posts receive sensitive or negative comments, then we should refer to us. So yes, if it's the actual post. If it's a post which has received some, if it's having some backlash, please let us know. This is why we're encouraging you to be very careful in respect of how you put your own your own voice around the quote repost if you do that. So we would like to encourage you to keep within the parameters of the key messages and the advocacy messages that we will share, so you can use your own voice to share those. Because yes, we are keen. UNICEF does take note about how we write our posts and the impact that it can have. So the posts that you get from us should be fine, but if there are any challenges with those, come back to us, let us know, and we'll ask you to express real sensitivity and considerations, any quote repost that you may want to add on as well. So that's what I'll say to that. Maz, do you want to add to that part before we take any other questions? Because this one's quite...
And just to add on to what you've said, as an advocate, you play a very important role. It is essential that you are impartial. So you can't engage in posts that tend to be very political. You have to align to a code of conduct, the specific ethics and code of conducts, because you're speaking on behalf of children. So you have to be very careful, like Yulette has said. And sometimes the best way to do it is to really just avoid it, to delete it, to not get so much traction on that. You want people to be focusing on the main thing, which is taking action for children. And also feel free to text in the WhatsApp group for any, if you need clarity on anything, we'll be on standby and happy to support.
All right, so now we have next question from Wilfred. So you should be able to unmute now. Wilfred Given. Wilfred, we can't hear you. You're on mute if you're trying to speak. All right, maybe while we wait for Wilfred, we have Betzelot. So you should be able to, okay, speak now.
Hello.
Okay, hi Wilfred, yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to know, for us, UNVs, on next week's conference, is it strictly online or virtual, or maybe some of us are going to attend like physically? I just wanted a clarification on that.
Okay, I can respond to that. I've also responded to that in the chat. Unfortunately, the conference is fully booked, overbooked actually, so it's not possible to attend in person. It would be online.
Okay, thanks.
For the, we need to discuss the preflex. We'll come back to you on that one, because that one, yeah, we'll just come back to you on that. That also will be online. We just need to make sure we share the link on that one too. Thank you.
All right, so now, Betzelot, you should be able to unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you so much for the UNICEF Malawi team for your great presentation. The presentation was clear and understandable, but I just want you to make it clear for me. Last week you mentioned that you were gonna group us into three, like so when you are grouping us into three, is there going to be a team facilitator for us? And also, who is going to be the team facilitator for us? Is it from the UNICEF Malawi team, or is it from our team? And lastly, I just want to know that how are you going to measure the success of this online volunteer assignments that's assigned for us? How are you going to measure the success of these assignments? I just want to know how what do you expect from us, commitments, including the commitments, and also the times and everything. I just want to know like clearly that point. Thank you.
Can I take this, Maziko, and then maybe you can add?
Yes, of course. Yes, please take.
All right. So this induction is an over induction. There's two main groups who are supporting Flex here. So there's the digital advocacy volunteers, and then there's the note takers. So it depends which one you were contacted for. Most of us are for the digital advocacy. So for the digital advocacy, it's one main group. We're going to be doing similar things, and we will not be grouping you. But for the note takers, we'll be grouping them, and we'll reach out to them specifically about what they'll be doing. And then for the how we will measure success, for the digital advocates, we will send an Excel sheet, which is like a tracker that you just be able to add a link to the post that you've shared, and you'll also be able to share like the kind of engagement you've had that you can measure, so that we can also use that. So we'll share that with you, and it's pretty straightforward. And that's why I was saying the next week and then the other week, that's when you'll be concluding uploading those Excel trackers to your profile in UVP, and that's how we'll determine how active you are and the completion of your assignment. I hope that was clear, and I don't know if I'm missing anything, Maziko. All right, I think that's clear. And then we have Makutano. So I should allow you to speak now. You should be able to unmute yourself.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, so my question was, I understand that the digital presence is very important, but what exactly is the target audience that we are targeting? As in, based on that, we can now try to maybe add some other tags to be sure we are reaching the right people.
Over to you, Maziko. Okay, not sure if Yulette or Maziko, you can hear us. Okay, I think they might have dropped. So, just to respond, I think somewhere in the presentation, Maziko shared about the audience. So, oh yeah, so she expressed herself on the different platforms that we have, whether it's X, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn. So, I mean, it goes as far as many of us. So, LinkedIn and X are best for policymakers, education leaders, and professional audiences. If you're on Facebook and Instagram, it's great for just reaching communities and broader audiences. If you can do some videos on maybe your TikTok or Facebook or Instagram, videos are easily captured and people like watch them often, so it's a bit quicker. So I'm sure that should be the answer, because it's a diverse group. I mean, we're looking to policymakers, education leaders, professional audiences. We're also looking to the general community so that other people can also advocate for different changes and uphold different standards in their different communities. So I hope that's clear.
Yes.
All right, great. Okay, so I'll take the next question from Nargiz.
Hi, my name is Nargis Gazalva, speaking from Azerbaijan. Thank you for your amazing presentation. I have a question about the certificate that we will be given at the end of the volunteering. How well is that certificate recognized, and are we considered a UNICEF or United Nations volunteer, and are we able to write on our CV that we're United Nations volunteer? Are we able to write on our CV that we were a United Nations volunteer?
Over to you, Juliana. Can you please take that question?
Thank you. I knew you're going to ask me to come to you, but thank you so much for your question. I would say the certificate is widely recognized in terms of it showcases what exactly you've been selected to do. It has the name of UNICEF and it has been signed by the executive coordinator. So basically showcases what you supported UNICEF with. Now, in terms of writing who you are or what you're doing, I would ask you to write you're an online volunteer with UNICEF, because there's a big difference when you say you are a United Nations volunteers and you're a online volunteer. So if you write you're a UNV, it means that you have a contract with them. And right now, as you can see, in online volunteering, there's no contract. So I would urge you to just write you're an online volunteer with UNICEF Malawi. I hope that's clear.
Yes, thank you so much.
May I kindly add, I think there's so many questions regarding also things that will be sent and the recording and all that. Kindly not all these things will be sent after the meeting, meaning this recording, and we don't want it to go past, let me say 2 hours, because it's usually hard to download and zip it and send it to you all. So kindly, if we can allow for the meeting to go on, and then we'll send out the recording plus all the documents that will be shared after the meeting, if that's okay. But you will get the recording, so you'll be able to hear if there's a particular place that you missed. You'll be able to hear what you might have missed. Over to you, Maya.
All right. Thank you. I think our next question is from Cheating Kunde, so you should be able to unmute.
Hello, good morning, evening, afternoon to everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, thank you very much. My name is Chitin Kunde and I'm calling in from Zambia.
Okay, great.
Interesting presentations, and the questions are also on point. I have one question about when we get feedback from our posts. Do we have a list of frequently asked questions or this that you're going to share with us, so that when we're answering back to whatever questions are going to be asked, we can actually kind of like have matching answers, or we don't confuse people or say something that we think in our heads? Thank you. Hello, I didn't get any feedback. Did you hear me? Did you hear my question?
Yes, sorry. Yes, I heard your question. So thank you for raising that. I think what we would do is when we create the groups and send the links, we would have already provided some guidelines that should answer most of the frequently asked questions, and everyone should be able to go to the guidelines or the group description and get that. Is that clear? All right. So yeah, thank you once again for flagging that. I think that's a very good point because most of the questions are kind of the same, but they're still very important. So ensure that we do that in advance. Anything else, GT?
Mm-mm.
All
Do,
right.
d- yeah, do you still want to take more questions, or we finish the presentation and then we can
Okay,
wrap it up?
I think for now, let's finish the presentation because maybe the next slides will answer to some of your questions, and then we can wrap it up and prepare to send you all the information and the links as well. So I'll share my screen again, and everyone should be able to confirm whether you can see it. So just give me a moment. All right, so please react if you're able to see my screen.
It's on the glitch again.
Okay, what about this?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. Let's find another way. Okay, as we're waiting, there was a question from the chat. So I'm just going to answer it now. Apart from personal profiles, can you share the content on public pages and groups as well? So the direction from UNICEF is yes. Feel free to also share on your public groups and pages as well.
Yeah,
All right.
can see it now.
All right. So
Cool. Let me take it from here. I think I'm
Okay.
the one who's controlling
Yes.
it. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much again, colleagues, for joining. I thought it's also important for us to understand. I think some of you are also asking the questions, who exactly or what exactly would be the difference between a UN volunteer and online volunteer? What is this assignment criteria in the terms of what exactly you have applied for? The recruitment process, and basically UVP, because I saw someone asking about that certificate. How will you get your certificate? So it's important for us to be able to understand how to navigate the platform, and also how to be able to upload the tracker that Maya talked about. So I don't know if you're with me. I'm on the slide where who is a UN volunteer and who is an online volunteer. Basically, a UN volunteer is someone who is governed by we call it the Unified Condition of Service, and they have a contract with the UN agency that has contracted them. And for an online volunteer, this is someone who basically provides the skills and expertise remotely, and someone who has access to either computer, their phones, and internet access. Someone is saying I'm not audible. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Juliana.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
sure about everybody else.
Okay,
I think we
perfect.
can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, no worries. So for engagement specification, kindly note online opportunities are only online, meaning you cannot be asked to go on site. If we've had some engagements where in the different events, they've asked the volunteers to go to the particular event on site. So for this one, as we had, they said it's only online. For the duration, maximum number of weeks that you can be engaged is 12 weeks, specifically for this when you apply this. So it's, I think, 3 weeks. And then maximum number of engagement, again, hours is 20 hours per week. It shouldn't be any arrangements like full-time, part-time, so it's task specific only. So basically, if you applied for advocacy, that is what you'll be doing. If you applied for note taking, that is exactly what you'll be doing. Now, you're only engaged with United Nations, and we have other eligible organizations that can engage you through your online volunteering. So we have governments, we have different CSOs, and we have other international organizations. So at the end of successfully completing your assignment, you will get a certificate of appreciation. Kindly note there are no allowances or any other entitlements that you get to receive. For the next one, probably I'm moving too fast. So for the recruitment process, I just wanted you to understand how the recruitment is, because I saw someone asking, they're shortlisted, does that mean they're selected and all that? So the top part is online, the bottom part is on site. So what happens is that the host entity here, UNICEF, created the description of assignment on the TOR. Then you as the candidates got to apply. The host entity was able to shortlist you guys as the suitable candidates. And this is where we're having the induction for you to also verify if you're available. So at this point, kindly note, you're just shortlisted, not yet selected on the platform. And after this, you're able to tell us then, is this something that you're interested in doing? And that is why we're having the induction process, because sometimes people apply for things and then you look at maybe the work that is needed, or maybe you didn't understand properly. So after this induction, it's for you to tell us, do you want to proceed with the selection and things like that? Now, again, the host entity briefs the online volunteers on the collaboration and expected result. That is what UNICEF has done. And then after you are selected, then you get to start your assignment. So kindly note, nobody has been selected as of now. Everybody is on the shortlist. So after this, you'll be able to tell us then, do you agree to be selected, and do you want to proceed with the assignment? Because now you've understood what is expected of you, right? And then we will select you on the platform, and then you start the assignment. Now, I would need you to be very keen here, kindly, keen. When you log into UVP, we have the left side, we have different tabs, the dashboard, the DOA, the assignment, and the explore page. On the right side, you can see there's sort of face of a human. If you click on this face of a human, it will take you to a different page. But as you can see right now, it's on the dashboard page where you have any tasks. This usually it's like your notification place where it shows you if you have any tasks pending, everything will be here. Now, if you click on the tiny human, it's going to take you to your personal information, which has your profile, meaning your first name, last name, date of birth, gender, personal email, and something called your user ID. Your user ID is very important. And this is where I want you to understand. If you ask for your user ID, it's just to be able to identify you uniquely, because some of you might be sharing names and things like that. So kindly note again, if you click on the tiny human, it takes you to your profile, which has all this other information. Okay. Now we go back to the other tabs. Remember the left tabs where there was the dashboard DOA. If you click on the assignment, once you are selected, your assignment is going to appear here. It's going to have your DOA ID, assignment ID. It's going to have the title and things like that. So kindly note, once you have been selected, you will be able to see the active assignment here. So after a while, it usually moves to the archive. So please don't panic. After like a week or 2 weeks, then it probably even moves to the archived tab. Archived tab is, as you can see, there's the active and there's the archived. So it basically moves to the archive tab because you're nearing the end of the assignment. So please don't panic when you don't see that. But please make sure that you can confirm once you're selected, it is active here. Okay, again, once you're selected, you come to the assignment tab. under the active, you'll be able to see that your assignment is active, okay? After a while, a week or 2 weeks, it moves to the archive tab. So tab, please don't panic if you don't see it under the active tab, okay? It's just the same thing here. Last but not least, if you open this assignment, if you click on particularly this assignment, you'll be able to see, scroll all the way down, you'll be able to see who the host entity, your hiring manager is. You'll be able to see just details about the assignment. So if it's on archived, if it's on active, you can click on the assignment for you to be able to see what is inside this assignment, okay? So kindly scroll all the way down. When you scroll all the way down, you'll see something called upload file. This upload file is where Maya will be sharing also the tracker. This is where you upload that tracker. And this is important for you to showcase what you have been doing, because we're also not just going to give certificates for people either who've not done anything, okay? So kindly note, click on the assignment either on active or archived, then scroll all the way down. You'll be able to see this part, upload file, okay? Then click on it, you'll be able to upload the file. Now, please note the maximum, let me see, you're not allowed to have a file that's bigger than 10 MB. So there are various tools on the internet that you can actually use to just zip the particular tracker that you'll be given. So again, and this is quite, let me say someone was able to create this, one of the online volunteers, and it's just simple. It's an assignment. You have the assignment, click on it, scroll all the way down, you will find the upload button, then upload it here. If it's bigger than 10 MB, you need to compress it. Okay, so that you're able to upload it. And then what are you uploading? If you're doing what we're doing here, we'll call it a performance appraisal, because all the other, let me say, descriptions don't make sense. For you, it's a performance appraisal, then you upload it. Then just click on add, and that's just it. Okay, so I hope that's clear. And again, we'll send this recording so that you can go through for you to be able to see. And then we'll also send the presentation, which has this step-by-step for you to be able to understand and see all this information. So over to you, Maka. Oh, Maya, sorry.
Sorry, yes, Juliana. Okay, so thank you for that. I'm not sure, Yulit and Mazuko, can you hear us now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, great. I think some of the questions are already being answered. Yeah, so I think this marks mostly the end of our
I see there are a few more hands
our
up.
session. Yes, so maybe let's take 3 questions. I think based on what we had indicated, or someone raised that there's what about the FAQs? So we'll take note of the most recurring questions and we'll already just give answers to them as we join the group. So let me start with Favor. So Favor, you should be able to unmute yourself and speak.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My name is Favor. I'm speaking from Nigeria. It was a very insightful session. Thank you. My question is, for language barrier, I know that UNICEF is actually very keen on inclusion. And I was wondering, okay, so what if we have some people who speak maybe other foreign languages, say French, for instance? How do we include them in our submissions? Because from what I understand, you're going to give us something like a guide, and then we, put our voice to explain it the way we can to our individual audiences. I have an audience who are Francophone and I speak French. So I was wondering if I could include that in my submission because some of my content are both in English and in French. But I did not want to trespass. And so I thought to confirm if this is okay, as long as it still sends the message and follows all the rules and regulations. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that question. Just going to quickly jump in here. Please use whatever language you want to use, whether it's French, it's Arabic, etc. We encourage you to remain true to your voice, and we also want to reach the broader audience. So it's important that you engage, you understand your audience. So if you know your audience is going to engage more in French, then please do that. Thanks.
All right, so thank you. Next, we have Suhal. So you should be able to unmute yourself, Suhal. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hello, Sujay Sharma this side from India. Thank you for your wonderful presentation. I just have two quick questions. The first is that can we adapt the captions for different platforms, or should we use the exact approved wording which you will be providing? Also, can the volunteers choose their preferred session timings, or will the timings will assigned as per the rule?
All right. Let me quickly answer the B part. So for the sessions and the timings, that's specific for the note takers. So if your task is note taking, that will be discussed. We will just allocate per group, but then of course, maybe amongst the group, they'll be able to see what would work best based on their timelines.
Okay. And the first question, can we adapt the captions for the different platforms that we'd be using?
Maziko, that's for you.
Mike, could you please summarize the question? We didn't get that.
Okay,
Yeah.
he was asking if you can, if you give them captions for specific days or posts, can they refine them or are they supposed to be, exactly the same? So maybe just clarifying exactly on how they can post once again.
All right, thank you. So if you remember in the presentation earlier, there are different ways that you could do that. So you could just use the original text, or you could use your own voice. The original text is still fine and relatable, but then you could also add your own flair to it. You could add what you felt when you first saw the specific statistics, what you think about children accessing quality education, what you think about policymakers taking action for children. You can add that into your own voice.
All right, I hope we answered your question. Next, we have Muhammad. So you should be able to unmute yourself. Muhammad Ahmed, we cannot hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation. I would like to ask about the campaign material. Will the organization provide the content and visual assets such as graphic, videos, and promotional message, or will volunteer be expected to create them? Also, on which platform will this material be published? And will there be content calendar or posting schedule for volunteers to follow? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll quickly take this. So we are going to provide you with key messages and graphics and also a content schedule for starting from tomorrow until Sunday, the 20th of July. We had shared earlier that you'll be required to post those specific messages for those specific days. Kindly do not post any messages that were not assigned for that day, as it's going to confuse our audience. That's the first thing. And then also secondly is that there are different platforms that you could use. So you understand your audience, you know them better. Our first primary target audience here will be policymakers, duty bearers. And essentially the best platforms to target those primary platforms are LinkedIn and X. However, you still have the broader community. You still have educators that are still on LinkedIn, but they're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, etc. So you could still use those platforms to engage with your audience and see how you could maybe create videos, because those perform better on other platforms like Facebook and Instagram, and static posts for X and LinkedIn. We also kindly requested that you engage with the original posts for UNICEF Malawi, UNICEF Africa, as well as UNV, and then also tag us so that we can engage with your post. I think if you joined late, we will share the slide deck as well so that you can you can access that information. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, like the group that contain all the members. Is it like group WhatsApp? Will
It's
you
going to be a
make
WhatsApp
group
group. The
WhatsApp?
link will be shared after this meeting.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
right. I think we have two more that we can take. So from Ibrahim, you should be able to unmute yourself. Oh, Ibrahim Al-Haji. Ibrahim, we cannot hear you. If at all, you're on mute. Yes, we can.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
I'm speaking from Niger. I think my question has already an answer from your previous explanation, so maybe one can continue.
All right, thank you so much. Then we have again Chiti, a question from you. So you should be able to unmute yourself now and speak.
Hi again. Sorry. The time I asked my question, I think my internet broke, so I didn't get the answer. I was asking about the frequently asked questions, like when feedback, when our audiences start asking questions, are you going to share some frequently asked questions and their answers, of course, just so that we could have uniformity when we're talking and we don't say things off the top of our heads. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I think Maziko, you can take that
sorry,
one.
Maya. Just quickly on this. So we're sharing with you key messages. So those messages will have the information, but then we're not sending anything like questions that you could potentially have. But please do use the WhatsApp group for any clarification, and we will be able to support you. But the briefing notes with the key messages, etc., will be able to guide you.
Thanks. Good day.
All right. I think final question from Joshua. So I'm allowing you to speak now. You should be able to unmute yourself.
Hello, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Mine is a comment, not a question, on the posting on social media. For the post that has been that will be posted on UNICEF page or other page, for copying and pasting, that will require someone to cite where he or she get that information from. So that his or her page should not be flagged. If you just copy it and paste it into your as your post, then the page will be flagged and even blocked. So to avoid that, copying and pasting will require someone to cite where he or she get the information from. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that question. So we will share with you a document with the key messages. So you will extract the information from there and your account will not be blocked. So the information that we're going to share is going to be a content calendar with text that you could potentially use, key messages that you could potentially use. So that's going to be fine. But thanks for flagging that as well.
All right. I'm seeing that we've come to almost 11. Let's see if we have other questions. Hands up. Okay. So I think we have one from
Yeah.
yeah.
I was about to ask, may I just showcase something? This probably would be important for us to be able to capture.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to share this. This is one of the documents I'm going to share with you guys. It's just to input your first name, last name, email, user ID. You don't need to use this. Basically, this is for the selection. So once you input your details here, then I would be able to select you on the platform. As agreed, this would be sent after the meeting so that you can be able to know, do I want to take this assignment or not? So again, first name, last name, email, the user ID where I showed you. Then it's a Google Doc, so meaning it's live and all of you will have access to it. So kindly just input what is yours. Don't delete anyone else's information. I hope that's okay.
All right. I think we have Nimra. So I'll take Nimra, Sama, and Joanna, and I think we can close. I think other questions might be sent maybe through the forum, but considering the time. So Nimra, you should be able to unmute yourself.
Hello, everyone. This is Nimra from Pakistan. First of all, thank you so much for such an insightful session. And I wanted to ask for this assignment, so I know we are expected to use our personal social media accounts, but do they have to be public, specifically talking about Instagram?
It's a question that should your social media profile be public and not private? Is that the question?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So if your social media account is private, it's going to limit your reach. So even, for example, in terms of reposting, etc., it's only going to be confined to your community. But if it's public, then you get to reach more people see your content, it comes on their FYP, etc. So it's encouraged that you have a public account for the advocacy work that you're doing. But if it's something that you're not comfortable with, I don't know, maybe your Facebook is I'm not sure, but make sure that it's an account that is public. People can engage, etc., because that's going to limit engagement. It's going to limit audience reach, which would be a bit redundant and I guess defeating the purpose of the campaign and the advocacy.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Then we have Sama. So you should be able to speak now. Sama, we can, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Hi, we can hear you.
I was asking about the media that is on share. So I have an organization like .org that I want to do a test design to address needs or something disgusting. So I was wondering if I can do creative designs into my organization account, and it's public, so I can make it like more creative. I can do such as storytelling things, and I can tag the realtors. Is that okay? I just want to know if that's acceptable, if counts or not.
I'm sorry, Sama. It's not as audible as we would hope. It's very hard to get what you're saying. I mean, alternatively, you can type in the chat for us to clearly get the sense of what you're saying.
Sorry, it's better.
Yes, this is way better.
Um, I was asking about like doing creative designs on my organization account so it can reach more.
Okay, so you're asking whether you can do creative designs?
Yeah, it's like I will do it in like storytelling things, and I believe that it could reach more people. And I will tag the UNICEF accounts and the UN and every account you mentioned. So I would wondering if it counts or it just like it will do the task.
Maziko.
Sorry, Maya, I missed that. Could you kindly
Okay, I
summarize?
think she was also asking something similar to me, maybe being creative. So maybe I can just answer that because I think you already answered it. Um, Maziko said that if you're going to present your thoughts about the different content shared, it should be presented as your views, right, on the matter, but not to be misconstrued as UNICEF Malawi's views on the matter. Am I right, Maziko?
Yes. So we're encouraging you to use the key messages and the graphics that we have shared. That's what we're encouraging you to do. But then if you want to tweak the messaging to make it more relatable to your audience, please do that. But for the purposes of this assignment is to amplify those key messages and those graphics.
Great.
Okay, thank you.
All right, then Joanna, this is the last question. You should be able to speak now. Joanna, we cannot hear you. Maybe try now.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. My question is on the advocate's role. You said that we have to make videos and reels so that we can reach a wider audience. So I wanted to ask if there's gonna be a dress code or we can just wear usual clothes.
Sorry, can you just repeat the final part of your question?
Okay, I think I got the question, Maya.
Okay.
So I will respond, but what I would advise is we're noting that we've answered these questions and they're being repeated, which is fine. So what we can do is we can also create a summary of the questions we've received and the responses in the chat and share them right after this. But on this, what we had shared is that you have to be dressed in a very neutral manner, no political regalia, etc., because you're playing a very important role. You're an advocate, you're talking about issues. You don't want people to be distracted with your dressing. You want people to focus on what you are sharing. You want people to take action for children. And just make sure you're dressed in a very, very, very neutral manner. And yeah, Maya, I think that's fine, right? In terms of the questions, etc., we can close it up now.
Yeah, so I think we can close for now because a lot of the questions are being repetitive and we've also gone overboard by an additional 30 minutes. So thank you once again, everybody, for joining us today for this session. I know it's taken a bit of time, but we just wanted to accommodate the different views and questions that people have. Some of the questions that you've asked, the answers are already in the chat, so you can also familiarize yourself with the chat just to see in case the question you have has already been answered. But following this meeting, we'll do the shortlisting. We'll share the document through the same email platform where you now indicate your confirmation, which we'll just use to quickly shortlist you in our platform. And then to the different work streams, which is the digital advocates and the note takers, I will send you guys the links to your specific groups. As Maziko said in the chat, please do not share those links to other people who are not part of this conversation. Just join the groups. On the same groups, we'll share the guides and maybe the content calendars and the trackers for the digital advocates, for the note takers, the templates and the sessions. And I would have already grouped you. But I think for the note takers, feel free to sort of shuffle amongst yourselves, just depending on maybe your availability or for a specific time slot or session, as well as the links. And if we don't send you the links instantly, just give us some grace, because maybe the organizers are still also working on those things, and we will share in due course. On the same WhatsApp channels, please, or groups, please ask your questions. We'll do our best to answer them, and we'll also give a guide on the basic things. But we'll also send the recording and a good summary of this meeting so that you don't have to ask too many questions. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Maziko, and thank you, Yulette. I'm assuming Yulette might be off the call. Thank you, Juliana, for joining us. It was lovely meeting you all. I think lovely seeing the diversity and you guys joining from different places. Someone says it's 3 a.m. where they are. And wow, thank you, because this means a lot. Yeah, guys, have a lovely afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you are. We can end the call.
Thank you, colleagues. Bye.